Over the weekend, though, guys, LeBron James eclipsed the 40,000 point mark in his career, becoming the first player in NBA history to ever reach 40,000 career points. We've seen scoring in the NBA go up and up and up. Do you think 40,000 will ever be eclipsed by another player, or is LeBron James in the 40,000 point club, will that end as a club of one?
Someone will break the record. It will probably take 40 years. And the one thing that has to happen is the trend of players' load management concerns has to go away.
I think this record is going to end up like pitching records. I don't think. I don't think organizations, as we go longer, they're not going to let guys play back to back. So they're not gonna put an emphasis. They'll be on restriction limit, like innings limits. The guys pitch 5-6 innings. You'll never be able to see guys go throw back to back shutouts or back to back. They just won't do it. 40,000 is crazy, and you'd have to take into consideration. You'd almost have to play. He had the perfect storm. You come out in high school, so you start when you're 18. Mm-hmm. He started when he was 18. He's almost playing till he's 40. So like. Somebody like Kevin Durant is nowhere near on this list, and Kevin Durant is a bona fide sniper. The reason why Kevin Durant lost a year in college, Kevin Durant lost 2 complete years to injury of his career, getting hurt. So you have to come out of high school, which they don't let you do anymore. You'd have to have really good health where you don't miss long, time when you playing, and you would actually have to play well and average 25, 20 above into your 40s and have that type of longevity. The record would never be broken because I think the way that people play would be different.
I disagree with you and I agree with you at the same time. I do think that in the years to come, we will see how the game is played and how the approach to the game be different. But the one thing we know about, time and life, everything cycles back, right? The players change, the game stay the same. And I think that when this record is broken, none of us will be here on this earth when it's done. Yeah. And so, they might have said that back in the day about Kareem as far as, this will never be broken. Here comes LeBron, and maybe 60, 70 years from now, we're going to see we won't, but there'll be somebody else who's going to come along and possibly break this record. I'll just say this, man. I don't really get caught up in the GOAT conversation anymore. I think that's based on your own opinion of who you think the GOAT is.
Because there's no right answer.
But LeBron James is just different. LeBron James is special. For him to come out of high school with all the hype and all the expectations and people thinking that he was going to fail or barely live up to him, this dude is the youngest dude to 1,000 points, 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,000 by himself. What he's done in his NBA career, man, is second to none. And his place in history is etched in stone for forever. And I can give a damn about him coming up short with 6 championships and 6 finals MVPs. His story, his journey is his journey. And you will never be able to write the story or tell the story of the NBA without LeBron James.
Yeah, 100% correct. You make a lot of valid points there. One of the points that I only became made aware of a couple of years ago and that I appreciate more is one you just made, is the fact that the obvious comparison is Jordan to LeBron. When Jordan came out of North Carolina, he wasn't the number 1 overall pick.
No.
And by the way, he hit a game-winning shot in the NCAA championship game.
Yeah.
So he was accomplished, but he wasn't the chosen one. This dude was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16 with the caption, "The Chosen One." And if you think about it, I talked about Ryan Leaf earlier. Here's a guy who clearly had the skill set. Mm-hmm. Expectations killed his career. He even said later, I got sick and tired of being compared to Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I'm being compared to one of the greatest of all times. LeBron James did not crumble under the crush of perhaps the biggest set of expectations we've ever put on an athlete.
Ever.
When have we ever, at 16 years old, put that person on the cover of the Holy Grail magazine of the sport at the time and said, the chosen one.
I said this when you was on vacation. And went back and I've tried to read as much as I can, right? I don't remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. I'm just going through the list of players that are damn good players, right? Let's use Kobe, Mike, and Kareem for the sake of this argument. 3 of the top 5 or 6 greatest players to ever play in the NBA. None of them had the expectations coming into the NBA that LeBron James did.
Lou Alcindor, though, who became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, had a lot of expectations.
But it wasn't like this.
But nobody, Earl, was like this.
Yeah,
that's
nobody.
my point. My point is, to your original point, this guy had unmanageable expectations. You know the one person in the world I don't want to be right now? One of LeBron's kids. Charlie Woods. Because in today's society, when those people already have millions of followers that LeBron didn't have to deal with, you're going to hear it every time you fail. I think Tiger made a mistake with Charlie when he allowed him to enter a qualifier so he could play in a PGA event. He's like 15 or 16 years old. He finished like 132nd out of 135.
He had an 8 on a par.
I know he did. I was shocked that Tiger let that happen. Because in today's society, you hear from your critics much more readily than you ever did before.
You do.
LeBron had detractors. He just didn't hear from them on social media like they do today.
Right.
LeBron James, I think you're right. To me, I'm done making the argument. He is, to me, the greatest of all time, and you'll never change my mind. It doesn't mean I'm right, but I'm right because it's my decision.
I just don't like how people gloss over. Forget the expectation. Yeah, he was expected to do something. My expectation of you does not have anything to do with what you are. This man came into the league as known as one of the best passers and a passer in Magic Johnson, right? And that's his best skill set. But that guy, with his best skill set being passing, is the all-time leading scorer. He has more assists than Magic Johnson, the greatest point guard of all time. The man is in the top 7 in steals all time. The only person who's hit more three-point shots than him in the history of the game is Steph Curry. He has more points than people. He also has more rebounds than David Robinson. He has more rebounds than Ben Wallace. And all they did.
And that's because of longevity, right?
And all they did is rebound.
Right.
So you telling me he's the best scorer, he could pass like Magic and got more. Some people say Magic and Bird. Magic is assists and Bird can shoot. And he came in and said, I hit more threes than Larry. I got more assists and I got more steals than Gary Payton and Scottie Pippen. That is ridiculous. The stats will never be broken.
And he's still top of his game at 40.
And he's still averaging 25, 7 and 7.
He's incredible, G. This puts a little context. So Kevin Durant, widely regarded as maybe the best pure scorer of the basketball ever, right? Now he's had injuries, but he's no young chicken. Been in the league for quite a while. He's 9th all-time in the NBA in the scoring list.
And isn't he like 12,000 behind?
28,000 points. He's 12,000 behind LeBron. 12,000. The closest guy, if anyone's going to break it, at least guys we know about now. Luka Doncic has 11,000, and he just turned 25.
But you know what?
He has to play for another 16 years.
And that's why he won't do it.
And I agree. I'm just saying, if one person, quote-unquote, is on pace, it's Luka scoring's up, but look at LeBron's body.
Yeah.
And look at Luka's body.
No disrespect to Luka, but
he's at 40 years old. You know what? We're going to see a picture of him like, oh my God, look at that guy.
I'm just saying it is, in my opinion, it's going to go up there in the record.
Part of this conversation
and all that.
I think it was it Garnett? Someone came out over the weekend and said, yeah, he's on that juice.
Oh, said that.
Specifically, he's on that juice.
Said that about LeBron?
Said that about LeBron.
Blasphemous.
And now there has been whispers about that for a long time. But he's always come out clear in all the investigations.
Hey, real quick.
But somebody that's in the know.
10 seconds, Earl. Make it quick.
Hey, real quick. You know how we all know LeBron still got it? 19 points in the fourth quarter against the Clippers.
That's the switch.
Crazy ass comeback.
He can still